It's Rob!
Tony! And I'm Jeff.
We're in gaming, and that's you.
Hey guys, what's going on? Rob here with the Inn, and today we're going to knock out a deck guide I probably should have done a while ago. It's the Shockadin Paladin deck. This is the aggro Paladin deck. I'm sure you guys have seen it against you, or at least heard of it. I mean, it's a pretty popular deck, really effective, and very cheap for the amount of wins you're going to get with it. I mean, some decks take a lot of dust and a lot of gold to obtain, and this is one of those decks that really doesn't take a lot to put together. So yeah, let's get right into it. So like normal, the deck list should be on the right hand side. We're going to pick up 3 wins, and yeah, let's go with it. So this hand's honestly looking pretty good. I mean, we'll get rid of the abusive like you see, and we'll get a muster, which is really nice. So we've got our 1-drop, our 2-drop, and our 3-drop. We are going against a rank 5. He does have the same card back as us though, so I mean that's pretty cool. So turn 1, obviously we'll throw down the Argent Squire, and in our turn, hopefully he doesn't play anything too big or coin into something annoying. For the most part, I'm pretty sure he's just gonna end his turn. And we've got the Knife Juggler, and then through there, if we can keep the Knife Juggler on the Knife Juggler. And then play Muster of Battle, I think we'll be out. 2 Musters of Battle. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, guys. Pretty late when I'm making this video, so if I seem tired, I am. It's just one of those things I need to get done. Oh, shit. Alright, that's not good. Alright, well, this sheep is going to need to die. We have no silence. I don't want to muster because then all of our silver hand recruits will just die. So it's pretty much just swing with our Knife Juggler into the sheep, and yeah, that was pretty sad. So we'll swing for 1, swing with our weapon, and end our turn. Unfortunately, we couldn't muster for battle and hit him for 3 directly with the Knife Juggler. It was just one of those unfortunate events. But we did learn that this mage is probably playing the Echo Molten Giant deck. Most of the time they don't. That's the only mage deck that'll play sheep. Maybe the Alexstrasza mage, but I don't think he's running the Alexstrasza mage. So we're going to throw down our Argent Squire passive, and we'll just swing directly with pretty much everything we got. We could have equipped the our 4 weapon, but I don't really want him to know we have that yet. So we'll see what he does. And yeah, if you have any questions about the deck list on the right hand side, just feel free to leave that in the comment section below. If you don't have some of the cards, I mean, for the most part, they're pretty easy cards to get. I mean, there's Avenging Wrath, which is an epic, but for the most part, these cards are just rares and commons. The Loatheb comes from Nax, but by now, hopefully, Nax is something you've obtained. It's been out for quite a while. He was able to clear our field, but it's not the end of the day yet, because we still do have the other muster. So we'll attack with our weapon, muster again, we'll Leopard Gnome and end our turn. The reason we attacked before we mustered is just so we kept a durability on the one we put out now. So I mean, it's not a big deal because we're probably going to weapon anyway next turn. But just for future plays, just make sure you attack with a weapon before you muster again. And also, if you do have a weapon and you muster, it gets rid of the current weapon you have. So just be careful when you use it. I've definitely made that mistake before, where I've lost my weapon due to me mustering and not paying attention. So we attacked before we Blessings of the King, just in case it was something silly. We're going to passive. We swung with everything and we'll end our turn. It could have been like a Vaporize or something stupid, so that's why we definitely Blessings to the King after we attacked. Just to clear out our options. I don't know, he could have played something stupid. But look, we got him down pretty low. I mean, he does have a decent hand. He did Blizzard, so it's going to freeze our field. But it does not freeze our weapon, which is nice. So now we have 2 of those weapons. We'll equip it, swing for 4, passive, and end our turn. He's down quite a bit. I'm going to assume that's going to be an Ice Block as his secret. So we'll just have to get past that through rushing them. We do have 2 weapons and the Consecration in our hand, which is all direct damage. So he's just going to have to keep freezing our field from now on, and he's going to have to freeze our weapon. So we'll see what he does. So he Flame Striked. He's out of mana. He's going to end our turn. He's going to take another 7 to the face, without a doubt. We're going to passive, and we're probably going to... we could throw down the abusive just to have it on the field. For the most part, if we would just throw down the silver hand, he would have pinged it for 1. So now he's definitely going to probably either ping the 2-1, which leaves our 1-1 on the field. So maybe we'll draw another abusive or a buff to it, like a Blessing of Might. So we'll see what he does. Normally I would have kept abusive in my hand though, for the most part. But since we're playing a mage deck that definitely needs to die as soon as possible, that's why we put him on the field. Okay. So again, he did not freeze our weapon, which leaves us to attack. Oh, hey, look, we did draw another abusive. Okay, so we'll put down our weapon, swing for the 4, and of course we're going to passive, and it's going to be an ice block, so he has another turn to live. Even if he Alex Strazes and does something silly or puts down a ton of Molten Giants, we do have the Consecrate in our hand, so not too bad. Along with that, we do have 2 more Equalities in our deck and a Divine Favor. So I think we're sitting pretty right now. We got him down pretty low very quickly, and that's probably going to be the other ice block in his deck. So that's unfortunate that he is able to pull the Mad Scientist for that.
Let the
Acolyte of Pain.
to me.
Okay, so nothing too crazy. He's gonna ping it for 1. So he obviously doesn't have what he needs, or he wouldn't have pinged his Acolyte for 1. So he's trying to hit me down as low as possible. He knows my weapon does 4 damage, and I only have 2 damage on the field, which could supply him with another turn. But he does not have the abusive. So we'll swing for 3. It's the... Wow, Ice Barrier. Didn't really guess that. I thought it would have been an Ice Block. Okay. So we'll swing for 3, swing for 1. We can Consecrate just to get the card out of our hand, so when we Divine Favor, we'll be able to draw that the 1 more card than what we would have drawn if we wouldn't have used Consecrate. So we're going to draw a ridiculous amount of cards. Ooh, nice. We got the Deckhands, which oh, and the Might. So that's probably going to be GG. Yep, that's 5 damage. How unfortunate. That is why this deck works so well. Divine Favor for the win. I remember when Divine Favor first came out, people didn't really think it'd be used a lot. They were like, this is one of those cards that, hey, it probably won't be used in constructed that much. And honestly, it's what makes this deck work so very well. I mean, most of the time you're able to pull Divine Favor probably before turn 5. And because of that, you're able to waste your hand early on, and then because you waste your hand, you have no cards, you Divine Favor, you draw back everything you've lost, and you're back in the game again. You don't really lose steam. Your deck doesn't lose steam due to lack of cards in your hand because of Divine Favor. It really makes the deck. So we're probably going to... This hand looks decent. We'll get rid of the Argent Squire, just see what we can pull out. The Argent Squire is kind of one of those cards that... if you're playing like maybe like a ramp druid or a deck you know has a decent amount of taunt, you need to get past it. Abusive Sergeant does do that work to make your cards worth more than what they normally are because of that +2 attack. But against a mage, I mean, on turn 1, Abusive Sergeant isn't really a necessary card to have. So we'll throw down the Argent Squire probably just because it has the Divine Shield, and we'll coin into the Leper. He'll be able to ping the Leper for 1, but our Divine Shield will stay intact. And what makes the Argent Squire so very powerful is that Divine Shield, because then if you give it like Blessings of the King or Blessings of Might, it's pretty annoying to get past. So we'll swing for 1 end our turn. If he doesn't do anything next turn, we'll be mustered for battling, and that'll be 3 to the face. Or to a creature he puts down, but he maybe have he'll probably have a Frostbolt. I'm feeling a Frostbolt. What do you got? Mana Worm. Still 2 mana left. Unstable Portal. All right. So he doesn't have the Frostbolt, which means our Knife Juggler lives, which is a very uncommon occurrence. Knife Juggler normally dies very quickly. So we're going to muster. Let's see if we can ping mana up. Never mind. All 3 pings to the face. Wow. Alright, so it looks like we're going to that face game. I thought maybe at least 1 or 2 of those pings would hit the Mana Worm so we could kill it with our weapon. But nothing hit the Mana Worm. It literally is all face. This deck knows. It's all face. Its face is the place. Alright, so that's either a copy or a counter spell. He's definitely playing the Flame Waker Mage deck, because no other deck runs that Apprenticed. So it's whatever creature we play, he will be copying it. So let's play the deck hand, and we'll see what we get. Or we'll see what secret that is for the most part. We could hammer Wrath, but yeah, we'll deckhand. Alright, so he is copying the deckhand. We'll Squire, and we'll passive. We'll probably kill off the deckhand, and we will swing directly with our Squire and our Silver Hands. We killed off our deckhand just to get rid of the Apprentice, because it does give his spells that -1, which is quite annoying. So, I mean, that's just kind of one of those creatures that you want to get rid of off the bat. I feel like it's the old Maiden of the Lake. So he got a Gruul out of his Unstable Portal. And Maiden of the Lake, I'm pretty sure is a new card that's coming out. And it gives your hero power -1, so it'll cost 1. Pretty ridiculous card if you ask me. So we're going to pretty much just go face game with here. 3 to the face. We got Coghammer. Can't use it though, so we're just gonna swing with 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1, and Unearth. So I mean, he does have a 9/9 on the field, but by now, I mean, he has 1 turn to live, maybe. For the most part, we should win next turn. Unless he has maybe a shield block or not a shield block, an ice block, or an ice barrier. But I don't think he does. If he had a Blizzard, that'd save him, but the deck doesn't really run Blizzard. Frostbolt, R11. Okay. Ping a 1/1, yep. He's gonna swing directly with 9. Okay. Alright, but we do have Consecration in our hand, and we just do a Blessing of Might, and we have a weapon. So, I mean, there's a number of ways we could win here. We're just gonna swing directly with the 4, swing with the 1, and swing with the 1, and that should be game. Alright, nice. So we picked up our 2 wins. Let's see if we can knock out this 3rd one real quick. I know I'm gonna go to bed as soon as this is done. I'm sorry if this deck guide's a little bit different than normal. It's just, I was like, fuck it. Let's get it done. I'm tired as hell, but you know what? Let's get it out of here. When I'm normally streaming, I'm at Lambert, which is a pretty noisy place. So, doing these deck guides when I'm at a noisy place, not so swell. Ruins the quality, for sure. The Yeti picks up everything. So. Okay, so who are we gonna go against on our last game? Hopefully it's not a warrior. I don't really enjoy going against a warrior, especially Grim Patron or Control right now. Those are very popular decks. Haven't gone against a priest or a shaman or a rogue anytime soon. Poor guys. Hopefully with this next card expansion, they'll jump back in the meta. I mean, as of now, I mean, you'll see an oil rogue every once in a while, or maybe like a, I don't know, mid-game shaman, but for the most part, they're gone. You see mage, you see druid sometimes, a lot of warrior, a lot of hunters. Taking an extremely long time to find this game. I don't know why. Okay, so we're going against a paladin. And we have a decent hand, I want to say. We'll probably get rid of the true silver champion and the deckhand. I like the shielded mini bot. Yeah. We'll keep the deckhand. It's a decent 1-drop. 2 shielded mini bots. Woo! So we're going against another paladin, which makes me think he's either going to be playing either a mech paladin, which I've somehow seen work. I'm not sure how it works, but it does, and or are the same deck we're playing now. So we'll see. opponent is choosing their hand. Alright, JoJo. You've had enough time. You have 4 cards. It's turn 1. How many options could you possibly have? Well, there you go. You've made your decision. Alright, so we'll throw down our 1, end our turn. I'm glad we kept him, or we probably wouldn't have had a 1-drop to throw down. So this Paladin could probably coin into a shielded mini-bot. Not really sure what this Paladin has in store, but most Paladins play a shielded mini-bot, whether you're running aggro or not. It's just too good. It's a 2/2 for 2 with Divine Shield. How could you argue with that? Such a great card. Alright. What do you got, dude? I feel like this is just either one of those players that take a really, really long time to finish their turns, or they're just trolling us and they just don't have a good hand. Alright, the Leper Gnome, or the Leaper Gnome. I say Leaper, it's Leper. I say Leper, it's Leaper. You know the deal. Okay, you gonna coin? Come on, JoJo. Alright. So we'll throw down our shielded, swing directly with our 2/1. There's no point to kill off the leper.
Well met.
He says hi, I say hi. Maybe he'll speed up his turns. We do have 2 weapons in our hand, which is kind of unfortunate. Because I would definitely rather have a 3-drop in our hand. But, yeah, whatever. Because he played the Leper, I can only assume he's going to be playing an aggro deck. Most decks, they don't run Leper unless they're Rush. So we're playing against probably a very similar deck to what we have here. The Shockadin Paladin deck, the one we're running now, this deck list on the right is probably very similar. Is very similar to some you've seen before. I mean, there's only slight modifications you can do to this deck because it pretty much is the same for the most part. I mean, the Blessings and Might, the Abusive Sergeant, the Argent Squire, the Leper Gnome, the Deckhand, the Equality, the Knife Juggler, the Mini Bot. I mean, for the most part, oh, did he just give up? He must have had a really shitty hand. Alright, I don't really count that as a 3rd win because we didn't really play. I mean, it was a 3rd win, but we're just gonna play another one just because I don't feel as if that was a real victory. I feel like that was we were cheated. So yeah, let's just let's go into another one. The Cog Hammer is is interchangeable. Divine Favor is not. Muster for Battle pretty much stays in there. True Silver Champion is in there. Blessings of the Kings, maybe 1 or 2 of them. I run 1. But for the most part, these are pretty standard cards in this deck. So yeah, we're gonna keep the Shielded Mini Bot and the Knife Juggler. We're gonna yeah, we got a True Silver Champion. Not too bad, not too great. It's meh. We got 2 2-drops. Wish we would have had maybe a 1-drop. I mean, having a 1-drop and 2 having a 1-drop and 2 2-drops, not too bad. But having no 1-drops and 2 2-drops with no 3-drop, it's gonna be a rough game. Hey, look, we got our 1-drop. Even though we don't get his effect, we still want to play him on turn 1 just to get that pressure on his side of the field. If he has a Mortal Coil, though, that'll be pretty unfortunate. But, I mean, if he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Kind of have to just take a swing on turn 1. Doesn't look like he does. He's coining into a Ancient Watcher, which shows me right off the bat he's playing hand-locked. So we're going to throw down our Knife Juggler, swing for 2 and end our turn. We could have played Shielded Mini Bot, but I kind of want to do as much damage as possible early on. Knife Juggler gives us that ping for 1, and he also has 3 attack. So he was able to silence his Watcher, kill our Knife Juggler, which was quite unfortunate. So we'll play Shielded Mini Bot, and we'll swing again for 2 to the face again. For the most part, he's going to kill off our 2-1 with most likely his Ironbeak Owl, and he'll attack directly with his 4. We've kind of ruined his tempo with a handlock because he only has 5 cards in his hand, and they normally don't play anything for the most part. Oh, he got a Mortal Coil. Shit. Alright, never mind. We got fucked. We got fucked, boys. Alright, so we're going to play Hammer of Justice, the 4-2 to get it out of the field. We'll attack for 2. We could have weaponed and swing directly with that, but I feel like that 4-2 would have caused us trouble if he has the either Protector or a Defender of Argus. That would have been pretty annoying to get past. So we will swing directly for 4. We'll Abusive Sergeant our Shielded Mini-Bot and swing directly for 4. So we did 8 damage with 5 mana. That's not a bad deal. And he's down to 14 health already. So we're doing alright. This deck is, most of the time you're going to swing for face. Sometimes you'll kind of trade off creatures with what you have. It all depends on the situation. I mean, if you're playing against, let's say, a Hunter and he has a Knife Juggler down, probably good to kill that Knife Juggler. Knife Juggler is just one of those cards that if you leave it up on the field, it just becomes more and more of a nuisance because of that ping for 1. I mean, if he calls the Hounds and you have 3 to 4 cards on the field, I mean, that's 3 to 4 damage he wouldn't have done, plus having a 3-2 on the field. I mean, you just got to be smart about what you trade for. Make sure what you're killing is more valuable than what you're losing. And most of the time you'll be able to make good trades going under that concept. And again, with a lot of your cards having Divine Shield, as in Shielded Mini-Bot, or the Argent Squire, giving it the Blessings of Might or Abusive Sergeant in it, or giving it the Abusive Sergeant buff, and allowing it to kill a 3 HP creature or higher, without it dying because of the Divine Shield, of course, definitely worth. So he's clearing out my field as much as possible. He wasted a lot of cards doing so. I got rid of the Dark Bomb from him. So we're going to swing for 4. We'll heal ourselves for 2. We could Divine Favor or equip another weapon and passive, which is probably the better choice here. We'll let him draw a couple more. For the most part, I know he's not going to waste a ton of cards because he's playing Handlock, so he might play one more creature or a spell or even passive and play another Twilight Drake. But next turn, we will definitely be swinging for 2, either Cog Hammering or Divine Favoring. So it all depends on what he does here. But he's at 8 health, so he's probably, for the most part, going to put some taunts up. So there's the Molten Giant. We kind of saw that coming. He's going to give these 2 guys, gives them taunt. And he's going to give them taunt. So he's building up a huge defense because he feels threatened by that 8 health. So we will be, we definitely need to equality no matter what. So we'll knock out equality. We'll Divine Favor and let's see what we draw. Okay, so we got Deckhand, which will allow us to kill off another creature that we wouldn't have been able to before. So we've cleared his field completely, and next turn we'll be able to do some damage. So hopefully he doesn't have another Molten Giant. He can't even play Mountain Giant if he wanted to. And he could play on T-Killbot. That'd be pretty annoying. And T-Killbot is a Rush Deck Ruiner. That card, oh my god, I've seen it played so much. Especially if they run 2 of them and they get them early on. It's just like, oh, and T-Killbot. Oh, and T-Killbot. Oh. And then there's like one more card that heals. Depending on what class. So he passive for 2, which tells me he has nothing. Oh, fuck, and T-Killbot. Shit. Pretty sure he just drew that. Alright, so we'll swing for 4. We will Loatheb. And we'll throw down the Cog Hammer to give it Divine Shield and Taunt, which makes it so he has to attack that first. And whatever he attacks it with isn't going to die, obviously, because he has nothing on the field. And then from now, we'll be able to Hammer of Justice, which is an easy 3 damage. Our weapon's 2 and it's 5. So if he doesn't kill Loatheb, we will be able to win next turn. And if he doesn't heal. I'm pretty sure he'll be able to kill Lothar though. Alright, so he Mountain Giant. He gave them both taunts. That's quite annoying. Ooh, damn. Blessing as a King really helped us out here. Alright, so we'll be able to kill his antique heal bot, and we'll be able to kill the giant. We won't be able to win, but we will be able to get rid of his defenses, which he's continued to put up last turn and this turn. So, we'll kill off the mountain. We will hammer. I don't see any other play besides hammering. Yeah. See what we draw. The leper. We'll play the leper. We'll swing for 2 and end our turn. Obviously, our Lothar is going to die next turn, but he was able to take out his 8/8 with taunt, which was kind of the point. There's no really way to save him. He's got 6 cards in hand, so hopefully he doesn't use too many cards this turn, and we'll be able to Divine Favor next turn pretty early on after we play as many cards as we can, and we'll draw.
Possibilities.
And that is why this deck is so very fucking cheap. I'm gonna be honest with you. This deck is super cheap. I mean, you can just play as many cards as you want, and then you just Divine Favor. So as long as your opponent kind of knows what they're doing and keeps a good hand, you're all right. Okay, so we'll we'll Shielded Minibot, Argent Squire, Divine Favor for 3 cards. It's free 3 cards. Alright, so we have a Knife Juggler and 2 Muster for Battles, which obviously that's what we're going to do next turn. So we will swing for 2. We've got 2 Divine Shields on the board and end our turn. So, obviously next turn will be Knife Juggler, and then we'll Muster for Battle 1 time, and then we'll Muster for Battle again, and then we'll passive. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous. That's 7 damage in just Knife Juggler pings, not including the weapon.
I wonder.
And not including to whatever we draw. Whether it could be maybe another Blessings of Might or whatnot. Maybe an Avenging Wrath. It'll be interesting to see what this Warlock does. Okay, so he's knocking off the shields, and he's probably going to Hellfire. Shadow Flame, alright, so he killed my field. Not a bad play at all. And he Empered. Okay. So depending on what we draw here, Consecration, alright. So we could Consecration, which is 2. And then, yeah, okay. So we'll swing for 2. Muster, and we'll see what we can do here. Hopefully it'll ping them all directly. Damn, I guess the smarter thing would have been is to Knife Juggler, Muster. If he gets down to 2, then we Consecrate. If he doesn't, we Muster again. So that was my mistake. So we shouldn't have mustered the second time. We could have just ended it with the Consecrate right there, because the first muster got him down to 2 health. Damn, that was kind of silly. I don't think he's gonna come back from here though. So it wasn't too big of a mistake, but definitely it was a mistake. Yeah, so he killed himself. But definitely there was a better play to be made there. Alright guys, so thanks for stopping by the end. Hopefully you've enjoyed another deck guide with us. We're at rank 5, so that's not too bad, right? And yeah, if you have any questions about this deck guide and whatnot, let us know in the comment section below. I'll be happy to help you. And for the most part, this deck's really cheap to make, decently fun to play, and will definitely do you well. So with all of this said, thanks for stopping by the end, guys. I'm Rob, of course, and happy whatever the hell day it is.